I've been a bridesmaid 13 times. 13 different shades of satin. 13 pairs of shoes dyed to match. 13 perfect days that weren't mine. Every wedding was the same story. Flowers, champagne, the illusion of joy. My role? The invisible hand that made it all run. I had learned early how to vanish into someone else's happiness while my own life waited in the wings. Weddings are a machine, 500 moving parts. Florists, photographers, drunk uncles attempting the Macarena. I was the grease. No one noticed the friction. They only saw magic. I used to think that made me powerful. Now I just called it lonely. The 12th wedding had been a winter affair in a cathedral with stained glass that painted the floor in colors too bright to believe. I had spent weeks coordinating every detail: candles, table settings, bridesmaids' hairstyles. I arrived an hour early, clipboard in hand, feeling like the only person awake in a dream everyone else was living. The bride smiled at me, radiant and perfect. "I don't know what I'd do without you, Lexi." I smiled back. It was mechanical. My own reflection in the polished floor seemed foreign. My life had been reduced to flutters of satin and whispered instructions. I walked down the aisle after her, catching a wayward ribbon before it brushed the ground. Another day, another flawless performance, and another night alone, my apartment quiet, the walls lined with shoes, 13 pairs, a shrine to everyone else's happy endings. I wasn't proud. I was addicted to the illusion of control. Then my phone rang. "Lexi, darling." Maya's voice crackled like static. "Drop everything, I have the job." "The Vanguard wedding?" I asked, scanning the email she'd sent. "I thought Planned Perfections got that one." "They did. The bride fired them this morning. Meltdown, apparently. She's demanding you, specifically. 6-figure deal. Full control." I raised a brow. "Who's the groom?" "Oh, some tech genius. Leo Vanguard. Nice, right?" The name hit me like a punch to the stomach. "Leo?" I whispered. "Leonardo Vanguard? That's him. Do you know him?" I stared at the wall, memories unspooling. The sun on the college quad, his easy laugh, the brush of his hand against mine over textbooks, the dreams we sketched together and never built. "Yeah," I said softly. I knew him. The next morning, my studio buzzed with chaos. Mood boards, fabric swatches, interns darting like caffeinated bees. "This is huge," Chloe squealed. "The Vanguard wedding. Is he dreamy?" "He's a client," I said flatly. "Sasha Reed is the bride, travel influencer. Theme, Wanderlust chic. Sam, handle vendor contracts. Chloe, gather every photo she's ever posted. We need to know her better than she knows herself." The door swung open, and time froze. Leo Vanguard. Older, sharper. He filled the room like a storm. Quiet, electric, inevitable. "Alexis," he said, clipped, professional. "You're the best, I'm told." "Lexi," I corrected. "And yes, I am." He smiled faintly. "Not fully. Not for me. Sasha's happiness is all that matters. You'll report weekly. Don't disappoint." And then he left. The air hadn't even settled. Chloe whispered, "Did he just KPI us?" I didn't answer. My chest was too tight. He hadn't forgiven me. I couldn't blame him. I remembered the first time I met him. Sunlight streaming across the quad, laughter carrying on the breeze. He had that careless grin, the kind that made you believe everything would turn out fine. "Need a hand?" he asked, holding a pile of books too tall to balance. Maybe," I said, brushing my hair behind my ear. He laughed, a sound like warm summer air. "I'm Leo, Leonardo Vanguard." "I'm Lexi," I said, feeling an odd flutter in my chest. We had dreams back then, wild, impossible dreams. Startups, travels, midnight talks about futures we weren't ready to build yet. I loved him, in the way you love recklessly in college, fully, blindly, without certainty. But I was afraid. He was ambitious, I wanted solid ground, so I ran. And now, years later, I was tasked with building the wedding of the man I once almost loved. Weeks blurred, designing, planning, perfecting. Sasha was radiant, charming, the kind of woman who believed in sunrises and soulmates. Leo hovered in the background, controlled, distant. But sometimes, when he thought I wasn't looking, I caught him staring. Memory, accusation, maybe even longing. One night we met at the raw industrial venue he'd chosen for the reception. Dust hung in the air, the scent of concrete and old timber. "Sasha wants transformation," he said. "Something raw made beautiful." "It has good bones," I replied. "We can build anything here." Silence stretched between us, thick, unspoken. "Leo," I began. "The past isn't relevant," he interrupted. "You made your choice. I built a life. It worked." "Did it?" I asked softly. His mask slipped, if only for a second. Hurt, old and unhealed. "You called my dreams risky," he said, voice low. "You wanted solid, something safe. Well, here's your blueprint. Plan the wedding. That's your job." Then he walked away, and I realized he was right. I had run. Leo was a storm. I wanted safety. So I built perfect, predictable days for everyone but myself. Some nights I couldn't sleep. I'd lie in the dark and think of the letter he'd written once in college. "I can't predict the future, Lex, but I know I want to build it with you." And now I was building his wedding. Cruel symmetry. Sasha adored him. "Leo says you're the most capable person he's ever met," she told me one afternoon, tasting cake samples. "He said that?" I asked. She nodded. "He's lucky to have you." Lucky. The word cut deep. Yet cracks appeared in his ice. He corrected a florist once who dismissed me as just the planner. "She's the architect," he said. Another time, he brought my coffee perfectly. 2 sugars, extra hot. Once he caught me before I fell over a cord. Our eyes met, held, and something dangerous passed between us. "Still saving people from themselves?" I whispered. "Old habits," he said. We laughed softly. Late night, half-built chandeliers. I worked under harsh spotlights. "You never knew when to quit," he said, setting a steaming cup beside me. "Why did you hire me, really?" I asked. "Punishment? To show me what I missed? Because you're the best, and I thought I was over it." "And?" My heart pounded. "I'm not." The words hovered, electric and terrifying. "You walked away," he said. "You said my dreams were fantasy. Look at you now. You build fantasies for a living. You just didn't believe in ours." I wanted to confess, apologize, but then Sasha burst in, glowing. "There you two are. I have the best idea for our first dance." The spell broke. His mask slid back. But I had already seen him, the real him. Sasha's bachelorette party was a blur of champagne and laughter. She pulled me aside, honest and tipsy. "I'm glad Leo found you," she said. "What do you mean?" "He's strong, but carrying something heavy. I want to make him happy." Her words twisted in my chest. She wasn't the villain. She was kind. She deserved better than this triangle of ghosts. Wedding day arrived like a storm. Headset on, clipboard clutched, emergency sewing kit strapped. "Violinist late," I barked. "Chloe, back up. Sam, cake 5 minutes behind. Move." Every detail perfect. Machine running. In the bridal suite, Sasha stood radiant. "Lexi, help with this clasp?" Hands trembling, fingers shaking. "Thank you," she whispered. Trust and hope reflected in her eyes. And I broke. "Sasha," I said, voice catching, "there's something you should know." "Flowers? Weather?" "No. Leo. And me." The door opened. Leo stood there, immaculate, eyes warning. "Lexi?" A word. "What are you doing?" he hissed. "I can't watch you marry her, not knowing how I feel." "You had your chance years ago. You don't get to do this now, not to her." "And what about you, Leo? You think you deserve the safe choice? You deserve something real, even if messy. Inches apart, jaw clenched. Too late, he whispered. But his eyes said otherwise. Then music began. The ceremony unfolded. Guests seated. Sasha radiant. Leo at the altar. I at the back, headset ready. "Sasha," I called. "Wait!" Music stopped. Gasps. Blueprint cracking. Life collapsing into this moment. "Leo, I was wrong. I was scared. Your dreams weren't too big. My faith too small. I ran from you. I have regretted it every day. I love you, and if you feel even a fraction of what I do, you can't go through with this." Silence. Thick. Unbearable. Recognition. Pain. Love. Buried feelings surfaced. "Lexi?" His voice broke. Sasha's eyes glistened, understanding. She stepped past me, grace in heartbreak. Hours later. Venue empty. Tables untouched. Flowers wilting. I sat on stone steps. Leo approached, silent. Sasha gone. "She knew," he said. "Always felt a part of me she couldn't reach. I destroyed the most perfect day I ever created." "No," he said. "Perfect, yes, but not real. I wanted a home." "And now?" He smiled faintly. "Now we start from scratch. Hand in mine. Warm. Certain. No plan, no symmetry. Just the terrifying, beautiful mess of beginning again. Sometimes you have to let the machine break and trust what comes after might finally be real."